Oh, you can smell the butteriness in here. Over there, a little bit of melted butter, tiny bit of cream, and on there, a little bit of coriander. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today we are doing a restaurant quality chickpea and potato butter masala. This is 100% restaurant quality and you're making it at home. Okay, chickpeas and potatoes. Fabulous. Okay, a couple of things to explain. You can use tin chickpeas, not a problem. Okay, just drain them and you use them. They're already cooked. However, you can use dry chickpeas, soak them overnight, cook them off, and off you go. I'm using frozen chickpeas. Okay, now frozen chickpeas are normally cooked. Okay, don't worry about that. They are normally cooked, but they're only part cooked. And how you test if they are part cooked, if you cannot read on the bag like I can't, it's all in a foreign language. Okay, you put some boiling water in something and you put a couple of chickpeas in for a couple of minutes, and what you do, you squeeze, and if they squeeze into mush, they're already cooked. That's how you tell if you buy a bag of frozen chickpeas with foreign writing all over. Okay, these are cooked. Now the thing is, they're only partially cooked to be frozen. So what I've done with these chickpeas, I've put them in boiling water with salt and I've boiled them for 5 minutes, or at a simmer for 5 minutes. I've drained them and now they're in here. Okay, that's what I've done. Right, we can crack on. So the potatoes as well, I'll point out that these have been cubed, as you can see, and they've been parboiled for 5 minutes, taken out and put in here. They're already par cooked. Okay, so everything's ready to go. Let's crack on. In here, chickpeas. Okay, first job for us, we want those chickpeas in a blender, blending up with some water, and we're going to have a chickpea puree to go inside our dish. Okay, so we want that lot in there. In there, some water, because we want a puree. We're going to blend it. Just blend it up. It doesn't matter if they're not all completely blended. We want in a puree, okay? If this thing will come out of here. So we got this puree in there. There's a couple of lumps in there. Look, that doesn't matter. Put that to one side. Pan on. Now, like you expect, this is a butter masala. Now, what you would do, you would either cook with a little bit of oil. So there's a little bit of oil. You would cook with about 3 tablespoons of butter. So I'll do 2. Or you would cook with ghee. So just to show you, I'll put a little bit of that in there. Okay, so you can see you either cook oil and butter, oil and ghee, up to you. Okay, we want that in there. And then what we'll do, we'll melt some butter and drizzle it over at the end. Okay, let's get a flame on. Now there's quite a lot in there. Yes, it's a butter dish. Okay, no one's saying it's a slimming dish. This is a fantastic butter masala. And it's an unusual one actually, because we do not water down the tomato paste for this. We cook the tomato paste in the butter till it goes really like a brick red colour. So we'll heat this up and then we're going in there with some cumin seeds. Let them splutter a little bit in there. Okay, and then we're going to go in there with some hing. Hing in, don't burn it, straight in with the onions. Stir in. Now you're going to say, what does hing do? Hing is like a digestive aid. Okay, it stops you from having high flatulence, farting when you're eating all these chickpeas. It's as simple as that. It helps you. Now we want a golden cook on these onions. In there with some salt, help draw out the moisture. Someone asked on the comments, what does the salt do? The salt acts like an osmosis type effect. It sucks out the water from the inside and it helps cook them soft. So this is going to take a good 7 to 8 minutes really to actually cook this down. We don't need such a high flame, we just need to cook it till it's golden, nice and steady. Okay, in there, garlic ginger paste. Garlic ginger paste we make, it's on the channel, 50-50 garlic ginger blended with some water and some oil. That's all it is. Give it a little stir in. We need to cook out the rawness of that in there. Okay, when you've got rid of that raw smell of the garlic and ginger, we're going straight in there with tomato puree, tomato paste. About 3 tablespoons. This is a tomato dish, okay, but this gets cooked in here without any water. However, have some water on standby in case it starts catching on the pan. So just cook that in there. This is going to go a real dark brick type colour. We're going to cook it for about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. Now we're doing it the restaurant way, okay? Not many restaurants blend up loads of tomatoes these days to make a dish. Most of the stuff comes out of a can. And why? Why? Because that is pure tomato goodness. Blending tomatoes doesn't always carry the tomato flavour. It's very watery. So you can see, look, we've got the butter oil separating through there, but we still need to go just a little bit more with this. So you can see it's darkened there. We need to start thinking about our spices. So in there with some turmeric, about that much. Kashmiri chili powder, a good heaped teaspoon. A couple of teaspoons of coriander, a teaspoon of cumin, and for this one we want about a teaspoon of paprika, sweet paprika. Let's just give that a stir because we don't want anything to catch on the bottom. That can start blending in there straight away and blooming. Now the flame is quite low for this. You always turn the flame down for your spices. Always. So just let that cook out in there. Don't panic about spices. They will bloom naturally with the oils if you don't have it too high. We're going to hit that up with a little bit of pepper. Now this is black pepper. You can use white if you don't want to see the pepper in there. And we want to hit that with a little bit of salt. Let's bring that in. And we're going in with some sugar. In there with some sugar. Salt and sugar is going to ignite our taste buds. The sugar, obviously, it's a sweet dish, but not too sweet. Okay, we want to be stirring in our chickpea puree. Stir that through, get that in there with that, and then we're going to add about a cup of water to this. Boiling water, hot water, whatever you want to use. Okay, we want about a cup of hot water. Just bring that in. Go just a little bit more on there. We're going just a little bit more because we're going to put our chickpeas and our potatoes in, and we're going to cook for about 10 minutes. Now what you want is a little bit of a sauce, but it wants to cling to everything, so we don't want a big runny gravy in here. But we need enough to get the job done, obviously. Come on. That's looking okay. Right, we want to go in there with our chickpeas. Just give them a whiz in. And we're going to go in with our potatoes. Get them in there. Stir those in. Eight to 10 minutes cooking, and just give it a gentle stir. We don't want nothing catching. Now if you feel it's going to go too dry, hot water just a little bit, okay? Don't panic. A little bit of that in there, loosen it up and just carry on. It'll be fine, it'll cook. That is looking pretty special right there. Look at that. That is looking awesome. Right, turn down your flame. In there with some butter. In there with some cream. So let's just bring that in. Kasuri methi. Okay, you want a pinch of this stuff. Now some people crush it all up in their hands. There you go, I've crushed it as well. Stir that through. I want to go in here with some coriander, some cilantro in there, and we want some garam masala in there. Stir it all through and turn it off. It does not need to be cooking away now. Now if you want more sauce, you put in a little bit more water or more cream. Up to you. There you go. A beautiful chickpea butter masala. All we need to do now is serve it up. Come on, let's serve that up. Oh, you can smell the butteriness in here with the tomato. It smells absolutely amazing. Over there, a little bit of melted butter. Come on. Over there, tiny bit of cream. And on there, a little bit of coriander. And there you go. Enough butter and cream through there, butter and cream on the top. That'll be nice without swimming. Should cling to my chickpeas and potatoes. Come on. That is our chickpea butter masala with potatoes. Easy restaurant style curry at home. Look at that. I'm going to get a fork. Okay. I've got a fork because, look, the potatoes are still quite firm, but obviously look, they're very soft. Delicious. In here. Come on, let's give it the taste test. That is out of this world. Still got a bit of texture in those chickpeas, which is very nice. A little warming through there. It's buttery. You've got that cream. You can taste the garam masala. Oh, it's awesome. Oh yeah. In there. Oh, look at that. You've got the signature flavors of a butter chicken. If you eat butter chicken, you've got the methi in there, the garam masala, obviously it's got the coriander and the cumin in, Kashmiri chili, so it's not overly spicy, it's fantastic. That is incredible. And you've got that buttery flavor, pow, all the way through. Oh, delicious. There you go. Tell your friends how easy it is to actually make a chickpea potato butter masala at home. If you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Oh, and we'll catch you in the next video.